Hi everyone, it's me Emily. Today I'm going to be decorating this whole area around my museum. I don't have a specific build in mind. For example, I'm not going to be turning this into a restaurant or turning it into anything. It's more just creating a general kidcore area to make my museum look super fun and inviting. If you do enjoy this video, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and leave me a like and a comment letting me know if you are enjoying the videos. The very first thing I want to do is open up my Island Designer app so that I can do some terraforming. I want to create some areas of cliff around my museum just to keep it sectioned off. Cliffscaping and terraforming in general definitely isn't an area that I am super strong at, but I thought I would just include a little bit of my process for this build so that you can see how I do it, how I end up with a cliff shape I like. I just honestly think the best thing you can do is remind yourself that it's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't really need to be because it's a cliff. They don't form perfect edges all the time. So long as it doesn't look really weird to you, then I think it should work out okay. And there are sections where you'll see, I go to create that cliff, then when I rounded out the corner it fell apart because I just don't always know the rules of what will make a cliff collapse and what doesn't, but it's fine. I think the right side turned out really easily. Then I came through just placing down a custom design, and I'm using the balloon items that you can get from Timmy and Tommy's, and I think it looks so awesome. A really classic fun item, and I just think it's so super cute. On this other side I had more difficulties with my cliffscaping, so I've edited this out just so that you don't have to watch me play around quite as much, but eventually I got a shape I was okay with. This actually does get changed later, but I think it looked okay for now. And then just to have some type of symmetry in this build, I'm also placing down another balloon on the other side. I definitely don't want both sides of my museum to look identical though. I'm not going to be, recreating the same build on both sides, but I want to have pieces that definitely pull them in together, just because my path is already kind of splitting up this build into sections, so I think it should work better if I have at least some types of similarities. The public bench is such a cute item, I love it. It's so nice and colourful and I just think it looks awesome. Here is one of the places where I did decide to edit what I'd done with the cliffs slightly. It was just covering a bit too much of what I was building, so I reduced it back a little bit. And then something I actually did that I really liked was I came and added some waterfalls. I don't use waterfalls a huge amount on this island, which is funny because my channel name has, falls in it, but it's okay. It's just not something I ended up doing a bunch. But I just thought it worked really well here, and that pop of blue made these cliffs look a lot more interesting. Because I don't want to do a super huge amount of decorating on them at all, I want to keep it nice and simple. You might be able to hear my puppy dog. Her name's Bumble, she's a pug. She's just downstairs at the moment, but she doesn't really like it if someone is in a different room, but she can still hear them talking, so if you can hear her, that's what it is. I'm adding some simple panels up along this edge. I had these all customized with bright fun colours, and whilst I liked how it looks, and you can see, I did play around with it, it didn't end up being something that I loved. It just kind of sectioned out my build a bit too much, and I just didn't think it looked that good, so I do just end up removing those. I hope you weren't loving them. If at any point you want any of the codes I use, I do have a video on my channel called 100 plus kidcore design codes. I definitely recommend you go and check that video out because I have loads of different codes that I highlight there, including all the ones that I use on my island. So it should be super useful if you're interested in doing your own kidcore island, or you just like any of these custom designs that I am using. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a lot of building on my island because with the new update coming, I know there's about to be so many new furniture items, as well as just in general new techniques for building potentially. So I just wanted to hold off doing too much, but at the same point I want to still be producing content for you all. I want to show you guys, kidcore inspiration, and hopefully keep you all enjoying the game even with the update not coming out yet. So I did decide to still continue on with my builds, and if I need to, I will just go back and edit them when the new furniture comes out, or if I have to redo a build, I have to redo a build. It's not the end of the world for me at all. I enjoy building on my island and I wanted to do it anyways, so I'm still going to be producing builds up until the update comes out, and then I'll play. Here I had so much trouble with these weeds. You see how both the weeds I've planted are the same shape, they're both the kind of yellow ones. So I just kept on planting and replanting, hoping to spawn a new weed chip so that it would look different. And it wouldn't happen until I ended up moving the positions of one of them. So after all this, I just moved along one square, and of course then it let me have the more interesting types of weeds. But yeah, that really annoyed me. I was there for ages trying to spawn the correct type of weed that I wanted. So I've just produced a little bug section. Ignore me as I enter my museum by accident. But yeah, it's like a bug research study section. So you've got the Agrius butterfly model, and maybe you could be doing some research on that, or just like playing about, and there's books there to write down your findings. On the other side, I'm adding this lab experiment set, which looks so fun and so much colour. Here I decided to add some pieces of train track. I recently produced a kidcore train speed build. I definitely recommend you watch that if you're interested. But I wanted to kind of extend the train tracks around my island so it looks like maybe the train used to go the whole way around. And then of course, Mario furniture is probably my favourite type of furniture to use on my island. It's so bright, it's so colourful. I'm not a fan of Mario at all, I've never played it, I'm not, so I don't really get the reference. But I think the furniture is amazing for kidcore, and I just love it. On this mushroom platform, I ended up putting this baby panda, and I think it looks absolutely adorable. I'm obsessed, it's so cute. And I'm adding another puddle on this side. The puddles look cute because they're right next to a waterfall, so it kind of makes sense that there might be a puddle forming where all this water is coming out of the cliff. I decided to extend the pathing of flowers that I'd made all the way across, again just bringing back in some of that symmetry between the two sections of my build. These flowers are so pretty, they're so nice and brightly coloured. I just think that they work amazingly well for pretty much any build I do. I find a use to place these flowers down. I had wanted to use a park clock, but it was just a bit too tall in that section, it didn't really work. I ended up settling on a telescope, which I think did look very cute because obviously Celeste and Blathers, I think they're supposed to be siblings, and so she's into telescoping, so maybe when she comes to visit her brother, she might want to come and look through our telescope. I'm just digging holes to remind myself of where I want to put flowers and bushes. On these cliffs, I'm really just going to decorate by adding flowers, just so that it's nice and simple rather than trying to place furniture items, which can get quite tricky on cliffs because the height sometimes doesn't look right, and also where I've got rounded edges, I'd have to make it a bit more complicated by almost building back up my cliff so that I can place furniture, then rounding out the corners again. It's really hard to put furniture on cliffs when you don't have much of a plan, so I just dug the holes and I'm scattering some brightly coloured flowers, mainly sticking to red and yellow, which is what I normally do, but I also picked up an orange rose. And with that, I am done. So let me take you all on the final walkthrough of this area. We have a mushroom platform, a lab set, a public bench where you can come and stop for a sit, a study area with a telescope and loads of Mario furniture, and some cute little cliffs just adding to the edge of this build. I hope you did all enjoy this build. It's just a normal kind of kidcore area, and I think it looks so cute, very fun, very colourful. If you are interested, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I love producing videos for you all, and make sure that you do leave me a like and a comment on this video. And with that, let me thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!